Greetings to all my viewers. This is Advocate Debishree Adhikari from Kolkata. Our Indian society has a very typical mindset that in all cases of rape, sexual harassment or sexual assault or any other kind of sexual offense, the victim is always and could be only a woman. But that's not the truth all time. The statistics and the data do not say so. Now it's high time that we must talk about this brutal reality, and all men, including women, everyone must know what are the legal rights if a man is sexually harassed. Yes, a man can be raped too. That the disease control of US in Atlanta, they have a data that almost 18.3% of the American women and 1.4% of American men have experienced rape sometime in their life, and that data is based only on the reported cases. When I was doing research before preparing this video, I came across a journal about Lara Stapel. She is an Eastern African academic from the University of California. She has made an extensive study on the subject of rape of a man and human rights. Her thesis says the incidence of male sexual abuse is used as a weapon in the wartime and also in political aggression in countries like Greece, Chile, Iran, Kuwait, former Soviet Union, and many others. Would you believe that 21% of the Sri Lankan men who were detained at the London Torture Center has been sexually abused? In El Salvador, 67% of the political prisoners surveyed in 1980s, and every one of them have experienced sexual harassment at least once during their imprisonment. A study also says that 6,000 concentration camp inmates in Sarajevo found that 80% of them was raped. Unfortunately, our country is also not an exception. In 2014, 14th August, an article was published in India Today where the Muzaffarnagar police has registered case under section 377, that is the crime under sodomy, has registered cases against 3 inmates of government-run protection home who allegedly sodomized one of their fellow inmate. In the same year, one of madrasa teacher was also arrested for committing sodomy on one of his 12-year-aged student in Uttar Pradesh. And the very recent incident that happened in our country, that was in November 2019, when a 22-year-old man was stalked by 3 men by following his Instagram, and they abducted him and raped him in a moving car for continuous 3 hours and ultimately dropped him on the road. The Maharashtra police has registered FIR against those 3 suspects and all has been arrested. Recently, the Delhi-based Center for Civil Society, they have carried out a survey wherein they have found that 18% of the Indian adult men are forced to have sex against their will. Of those, 16% cases, the penetrator is a woman, and the rest 2% cases the penetrator is a man, that means a gay man. I tried to share few data on sexual offense on men around the world. Now let's talk about what legal protection is available to our Indian men. On 6 September 2018, the Supreme Court of India in the case of Nafte Johar versus Union of India has struck down certain portion of section 377 of IPC. Now let us first understand what was the purview of section 377. Section 377 IPC, that is unnatural offences, that says, whoever voluntarily has carnal intercourse against the order of nature with any man, woman or animal shall be punished with imprisonment for life or with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 10 years and shall also be liable to fine. In simple words, till 6 September 2018, gay sex or lesbian sex or transgender sex was an illegal act in the eye of law. But after pronouncement of this judgment, the consensual intercourse between two adult same-sex individuals and transgenders are very much legal. That means that the LGBT community of our country was given legal sanction. Beside that, section 375, which speaks of rape, was further clarified. Act of rape can only be committed against a woman by a man only. So where the man will find his relief? The only relief for a rape victim other than a heterosexual woman lies under section 377 of IPC that criminalizes unnatural and non-consensual sex. The rape of male is hardly reported in India. For this reason, there are many organizations, NGOs and social activists who have argued that the phrasing of rape laws should be gender neutral. Following the outrage of Nirbhaya case, the issue of making sexual offences as gender neutral was once again placed before the parliament. The senior lawyer and parliamentarian KTS Tulsi placed a private bill before the parliament which seeks for amendment in the criminal law to make sexual offences as gender neutral, wherein man, woman and transgenders all can be the perpetrators as well as the victim for the same offences. The bill proposes amendment in Indian Penal Code, Code of Criminal Procedure and also Evidence Act to ensure that the words meant to describe sexual offence, any man or any woman in the law are changed to read as any person. It would extend the protection to the man, woman and also the transgender people. Apart from other changes, this amendment also seeks for insertion of a new kind of offence, that is touching without consent and without penetration to the victim. As of now, there is no provision for sexual assault, but this amendment seeks for insertion of a new section, section 375A, which will deal with sexual assault with imprisonment for a maximum period of 3 years. There are also some more vital proposed amendments. Those will define the offences of outraging modesty, sexual harassment, stalking, criminal intent to disrobe, that means forced to be nude, voyeurism, that is forced to expose private part or recording someone in sexual activity. All these offences has been modified to that extent that the sex of the offender as well as the victim will be irrelevant. I hope that all you have understood that all these amendments are yet to become law because that bill is still pending before the Rajya Sabha. Till then, have faith on section 377 on IPC and wait for your Achhe Din. And don't forget to respect women. Thank you.